You are going to love these noodles. I know, because I love these noodles. It's so wonderful being able to eat noodles again after over a year on keto. These aren't your ordinary keto noodles that a lot of other channels have. First of all, there's absolutely no almond flour in these. None. Look at what we have here. Look at what we have here. This isn't fake. This is the real deal. These are egg noodles. I ran them through my machine and cut them out at linguine size. These are actual egg noodles. And when you cook them, they taste like egg noodles. And they get softer like egg noodles. I don't know what to tell you. We've done it. We've actually done it. In my video, you're going to find the secret ingredient that makes these noodles possible. There's no almond flour in these noodles. None. No almond flour. These noodles, they taste like real egg noodles, because that's what they are. They're real egg noodles. And I think you're going to really enjoy these. So stay tuned, because we're going to show you how you can make these for yourself and see how delicious they are. And I wanted to tell you something. You see this nice big pile of noodles I'm playing with here on the countertop? Look at all them noodles. Look at all them noodles. That's about 6 cups uncooked. 6 cups. Okay, most noodles say a quarter cup is a serving, so how many servings would this be if you went by that measure? Okay, look at all these noodles. 7 carbs in the entire batch. 7 carbs in the entire batch. So you need to stay tuned and find out what the recipe is and find out what that secret ingredient is later on in the video, because I'm telling you, you're going to be shocked. And you make these, you're going to want to comment and say, wow, these are fantastic. And you're going to want to tell everybody about them, and I sure hope you do. So, if you want to know how to do it, stay tuned to the video, because the trick is in the video. We have a secret ingredient that just makes these work. And the best part is, you can dry them, you can freeze them, save them for the next day, the next week, the next month. Here we go now. We're ready to start mixing these things up. We got our 3 ingredients here on the counter. Well, actually 4 if you include the eggs. And we're about ready to start pouring them in there. Okay, now I've bragged about them enough. I'm going to show you how to make them. And just so you know, not only is it super, super low in carbs, it's super, super low in price. A whole batch of these noodles, and make about 6 cups, cost you $2.50 for the ingredients. So why not? Okay, so I've bragged about them. I've talked about them. I told you about the carbs. I told you about that wonderful real noodle flavor. Now let's find out how to make them. It has 3 ingredients, not including the eggs. You throw the eggs in, that's 4. 3 dry ingredients. You see them here on the counter. So what we have here is lupin flour, which you probably have, vital wheat gluten, which you probably have, and this secret ingredient, which you probably don't have, but you're going to want to get it, and it's not expensive. So without further ado, I'm going to have my lovely assistant start mixing this up. So let's watch. That first one was the lupin flour. Now comes our secret ingredient. And last but not least, that vital wheat gluten. That's our 3 dry ingredients, other than a little bit of salt. I'm sorry, I forgot the salt. This is a pretty easy recipe to remember. 1 part secret ingredient, 1 part gluten, 1 part lupin. Question is, do I have to use that brand of lupin flour? No, actually I would recommend you get the lupini from Aviate. It's a little better. It's also more expensive. But still, you're not using that much of it. You can use whatever kind of vital wheat gluten you want. But this special ingredient, there's only one company that makes it, and there's only one place I've been able to find it. Eggs, you can get them anywhere. But it's a real easy recipe. 1 part each. Add like 3 eggs to start and see how that works out. If you need another egg, you add another egg. And if it ends up being a little bit too wet after you mix in the eggs, you can add a little bit more of that secret ingredient, or a little bit more of the vital wheat gluten, or a little bit more of the lupin flour, whichever you prefer, just to make sure you get it thick enough to make noodles. So now we're going to speed things up and get to the Rollin Time. Okay, now once you got them rolled out, usually we separate it into 4 balls, roll each one out so you have 4 chunks, and then you take each chunk and you cut it in half so that it'll fit through the machine. Now if you don't have a machine, you can just roll them out even thinner, as however thin you want, cut them however thick you want, whatever you want to do. You can do them the traditional way. Make one giant one, roll it up, and cut it off the end with a knife if you want. But since I have a noodle machine, or a pasta machine they call them, it just makes it easier to roll them thin enough and get them even enough so that they make nice noodles. And now that we got them all rolled and cut, we're going to run them through the pasta machine. We'll speed that up as well. And we'll probably cut part of it out because it just takes too long. And now they're all rolled and cut, we're ready to cut them into noodles. So now we'll run them through the cutter blade on this cheap noodle maker. I recommend, if you're going to buy a pasta machine, you spend a few extra dollars and get a good one. I got one for 20 bucks, and what I got was a $20 pasta machine. I'm going to have her show us one up close after she runs it through the cutter, so you'll see what I mean. See how it doesn't cut them all the way apart. You have to pull them apart, and sometimes they stick together. That's what you get when you don't spend enough money on a piece of equipment. And now we got them all sliced through the machine. Now comes the fun part, pulling them apart. This is where sometimes I think cutting them with a pizza cutter would probably be easier. But my lovely assistant, she likes to do this.
No, I don't.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take this nice pile of egg noodles and we're going to cook them up so that you can see how they cook up and what they look like when we get done. I'm going to put them, make some beef and noodles out of them. But here we are at the end. We made the noodles, we cooked the noodles. Here they are done. I put them in here with some, I used to call it hamburger soup, but we can call it whatever we want. It's basically beef and noodles at this point. And big surprise, the green beans probably have as much or more carbs in this than the noodles do. Isn't that wonderful? We can have noodles again. So let's see how they taste. As you can see, after they've been cooked, they look like noodles. See them up close. Now let's try them. Those are good. If you like beef and noodles, chicken and noodles, oh, these are fantastic. For spaghetti, maybe not so much. But beef and noodles, chicken and noodles, or any other dish where an egg noodle will work, this is a fantastic noodle. It's a game changer for keto. So please, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, share it on your social media, let everybody know there's a new noodle in town right here at Putnut's. Thanks for watching.
Funny. Do a present mic.
Hello everybody, this is Steve from Putnut's, and we're here to talk about a noodle recipe. How's that?